Hey guys, we're getting started for today. I'm going to break the practice out a little bit and show you a little bit more what my private practice looks like when I'm just working on myself. I'm going to have you guys follow along. It's going to build on what we've done the past few days. I just add little elements. It's very typical for the way that I teach yoga and sort of progress people along through working through tension. So what I'm going to do is stand up at the front of the mat, and I'm just going to shake out my arms. Working as a massage therapist, we can build a lot of tension through here. So I'm just trying to see if I'm holding tension in my palms. I'm not shaking so aggressively that I would hurt myself in any way, but I want to be able to just shake out any tension I feel. I was in the kitchen cooking. I got a little sore spot on my elbow right here. Just kind of shaking that out, accessing that tissue, opening those joints, allowing that tissue to unwind and let go. If you didn't get the message, I want to make sure that you have a belt today. No, we're not going to spank anyone. So you're going to have a belt. If you have a tennis ball and a towel, that's going to help as well. But I'm going to walk you through how to use those guys. If you don't have one, just go and find one. You could roll up a towel, something like that, if you've got a sheet, and use it instead. My left side is just a little bit more tense, right in there. Like I can feel when it pulls. It feels nice. So just shaking that out. I'm going to bring it up high, doing the same thing. You can't really see this, but I'm waving the arms up above. Just opening those joints. And I want to feel, my body, just like we scanned through Shavasana yesterday. Where do I feel tension? Where's some tightness? I've got a little bit on my shoulders, probably because we were doing down facing dog, doing all of that yesterday. I think what I'll do is go ahead and grab the belt, and instead of going straight into sun salutes, we're just going to sit comfortably. You can put your legs in whatever position. By the way, when all this is over, you can buy fancy yoga straps, but I went to a thrift store years ago. This one says shamrocked, so the joking class is who's being shamrocked today. Go to a thrift store and just buy some belts. They're easy for your classes. I want to be able to put my arms just a little bit wider than shoulder width distance. And I'm actually, in this case, I think it'll be easier. I'll turn towards the camera so hopefully you can see this. I'm going to pull just a little bit further than shoulder width apart. And then I'm going to wrap this around my hand on one side or the other. So now I'm about shoulders width. I'm generally pulling this apart just to open my shoulders, open the shoulder joint, and then I'm going to play with mobility side to side. I'm still gently pulling that apart, but I'm trying to explore the range of motion through there. What feels good to you? When I pull up like this is a lot like downward facing dog if I was pressing into the ground. I'm going to lift my shoulders up, but I'm going to let my head hang forward. Big deep in breath and exhale. If you need to create more space to exhale, feel free to exhale out the mouth. I'm opening up that left side, leaning over. Try it again to the opposite, see how it feels. Feel a little tighter on that left kind of lat, latissimus dorsi. And I'm going to pull these guys forward. Now, I've had the palms out and down. I'm going to turn like this and bend at the wrist to try to open the forearms. Open the forearm extensors right through the top right here. This long stretch through the hands and arms. I like having this wrap because I feel like you get a better grip. I can rest it at my side if I want. Move the head and neck around. Again, as it mobilized joints, I'm trying to find areas of tension. What feels, if not painful, what feels stiff? And what can we do to access that area and move it? So, you bring it up again, a little bit of movement. What if we bend at the elbow? Whoa. Straighten the arm slowly, then bend. Range of motion, just working through the shoulder joint. Now, if I've got this here, what's a little twist? No horrible yanking motion, but a little twist. What happens here? What happens if we add the head and neck? Now, I've got this part of the strap right behind my head. I'm going to hook it underneath my bun. I'm going to press back into it. Oh, yeah. Now I've got some resistance in the neck there. That retraction we talk about in mountain pose, I'm actually going to change my grip. I'm going to let this go. My hands were just starting to get tired. So again, shake those out. I'm going to get a grip towards the end of the strap. So instead of being across my neck, I want this to be kind of at the base of the skull or just above. I'm going to grab here and I'm going to pull forward. There we go. So now I can gently round forward with just a little bit of resistance. Again, shouldn't feel sharp, shouldn't feel painful, shouldn't feel aggressive, just feels good. Long, lengthened, there we go. Long, lengthened spine. Now, I'm going to give my head some support, but I'm going to look back and up. Yeah, there we go. Maybe a little sway side to side. Range of motion, your body. I can't tell you exactly what to do because it's your range of motion, your muscle tension. You're the boss. I'm going to go pretty much to neutral. So my hands are going to be right in front of my head. I want to tuck the back of my head and tuck my chin. Maybe a little bit left to right, side to side. Just to strengthen those posterior neck muscles. Pulling open. Several times. Then I'm going to let it go. Shake these guys out again. Yoga is about feeling good. Long term, you want to be able to sit comfortably so you can build towards meditation. The problem with me was I had a lot of chronic pain. I had a car accident, whiplash. I injured my shoulder working at a FedEx plant while I was in massage school 20 years ago. And I couldn't sit comfortably. I couldn't be comfortable at all. I hurt all the time. So once you start to work on that pain, you do what Eric Schiffman calls moving into stillness. You can build to a point where it feels good to sit down. It feels good to have a long, lengthened spine and narrow your focus down to a single point. So, big arm circles. Shoulder joints again. This is also opening the pec, opening the deltoids, the pectoralis minor, all this stuff in the chest that we have closed all the time. And in fact, if you reach in, what happens if you reach in with your flat fingertips and just kind of strip through here? Ooh, yeah. Right in there. Maybe little circles through the shoulder joint. And try the opposite side. Same thing, little massage through the pecs. Pectoralis major is the big guy. Pectoralis minor attaches at the coracoid process, this little bony knob right in the front, right next to your clavicle. The pectoralis minor attaches there and goes down and takes to the third and fifth rib. It's a little guy. It causes a lot of problems for slouched posture, though. So, we massaged the chest open, mobilized the shoulders. We were working through the forearms and the forearm extensors. Now I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to go behind my back now. I'm going to be a little bit wider than shoulders width apart. I want to pull side to side. I want to pull the arms apart, open the head and neck. I want to feel the connection between my shoulder blades, my shoulder joints, and my neck. I'm going to roll. You can see this roll through the hands and arms. Where's the stretch that you need? What are you pulling through? For me, I wanted to go forward. Oh, now I get my low back as well. Breathe. Gotta breathe. Gotta release tension. This feels really, really nice as I roll forward. I'm getting this nice stretch through my gluteals, nice stretch through my QL. I'm just a little stiff from the past few days, just a little tight, and I expect that you guys are too if you don't have a regular practice, kind of like me. Ooh, now what if I start to play all this range? You're bending joints, you're rolling through the shoulder. Ooh, is this a formal yoga stretch? What pose is this? Oh, this is Robert dealing with a global pandemic. That's what this is called. Ooh. Your body, your range of motion, everybody's different. What feels good? Go there and breathe. Now, I'm going to bring this guy up over one shoulder. In this case, I'm going to put it over my right. I want that strap right at the junction between my shoulder blade and my neck. This area, people always go, oh, my upper back and neck. That's what I want to feel. I'm going to bring this guy down and over. If you can interlace your belt, if you can get it to secure, that may work for you depending on its length. I'm going to use this arm to push away. So I'm using the left arm now to push away, but I'm pushing and pulling right into that junction, right at the shoulder blade attachment of levator scapula, pulling through the trapezius, giving me this nice isolation at the base of trapezius, at least this base here where it connects and goes up into the base of the skull. And I'm using my fingertips now. What I'm doing is I'm trying to strip the skin. I'm stripping the paraspinals right there, massaging my own neck. Oh, 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 right in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why I went into massage. Oh, it's so good. Right in there. And again, if this arm gets tired, you want to put less pressure, totally fine. Back off. Find your practice. Oh, I'm going to lean in again. Using those fingertips, just stripping out the back side of the neck, the posterior cervical spine. We're hitting splenius capitis, you're hitting splenius cervicis, you're lengthening and mobilizing some of the rotatories, all those deep muscles, all the way to the base of the skull. If you take a couple fingers, you can hook right into suboccipitals. Ooh wee. Now, I'm gonna, in my case, take this off. I'm gonna slide it over the other side. I'm gonna see if I can loop on the other side. And if you can't get a loop, you're just going to hold the belt in the way that seems easiest to you. I'm going to hook this guy through. Again, this time I'm on the opposite side, this cervicothoracic junction, this meeting place between the neck and the shoulder blade. I want to make sure this doesn't slide while I'm working. I'm going to press right in there, put some pressure. Once my right arm is pushing that away, I can hook right into that junction. Start to move that guy around. When my head goes over. Now this is where I had that whiplash. So this has always been like an ornery, kind of cranky area. But I can work the soft tissue around that. Again, using my fingertips just to gently strip along, right along the left side of the cervical paraspinals. Ooh-wee. Right in there. hook a little bit more posterior now. So instead of just being to the side, I'm kind of hooking to the back, grabbing right in there, pulling that open. Gonna hook right at the base of the skull, right to the suboccipitals. Still feels fleshy, but it's right up at the top of the neck, right at the base of the skull. Gonna move that around, gonna press again with this right arm, a little more resistance. Don't hold your breath. Breathe deeply through your nose. One more strip. Oh, one more pass right through the neck there. Oh, that feels good. Oh, right there. Oh. Okay. Let's take our belt out here. Move on to the next piece and see if we can work just into the legs for a second. I want to see how we can play with, simple tools. Play with the belt, play with the strap. You have the capacity to work on things. If you couldn't the other day when we reached down to get to our feet, like you could see me reach down with my hand. Some people's hamstrings are just more tight. I don't want you to compromise your lumbar spine. What I'm going to do is make sure that my right foot is flat on the ground. I'm going to hook this around, not at the arch, but really around the ball pad of the foot. You can see now that I got plenty of space to be able to pull through here. So in my case, I can lift this guy and start to play with mobility through the hip. I start to feel all this nice stuff through the peroneals when I go to the inside. Now, if I pull left to right, so if my foot was like flat, what happens when I turn to the left or turn to the right? Most people, when they do a forward bend, have a tendency to kind of roll in. What I want you to do to lengthen that back line, to lengthen through the plantar surface of the foot, to lengthen through the calf, through the gastrocnemius, through the soleus, through the hamstrings, is pull that right side open, pull that pinky toe back, and then from here, I'm going to grab just as far as I can forward to have arms that, oh, there we go. Because now I've got this long stretch back through the calves, through the hamstrings, and my spine can lengthen. There's a little bit of resistance here, so when I lean back, I feel a little more tension in my case between my shoulder blades. So I'm letting my shoulders roll forward. It's like the strap through my arms is pulling into my rhomboids, pulling the muscles that connect along the vertebral border of my scapula. The muscles that are right between the shoulder blades are pulling towards the spine, but they get a little length there. I'm going to take a big in-breath. And as I exhale, I want to roll down and forward and see if I can accentuate that stretch in my upper back. Oh, yeah. Then I'm going to gently take the pressure off. Big in-breath. As I exhale, squeeze the belly in and roll down. And that's about how far I get. That feels intense without feeling like I'm straining. You can always pull again on that right side. Most people have a tendency to roll in. If you roll the pinky toe and the outside of the right foot back, you're going to get a slightly deeper stretch in the calves, but I want you to honor where your body is at. You're not forcing. This is a daily practice. Moving meditation doesn't happen overnight. It's about training your body to feel comfortable in position. If you start to feel tension on that left side, well, shake it out. So many people think that the yoga poses are just about holding static because they see so many photos in Yoga Journal or on Instagram. The practice is really about moving. Even if you're primarily holding still, you're still breathing, which is causing movement and gentle sort of rhythmic changes in your body, in muscle tension. You're really trying to honor those and use the breathing as a pump to help push your practice forward. I'm going to switch legs now. I'm going to put out the left. And just this, for some reason, this just feels so much more tight. Maybe it's because I'm left-handed, maybe it's because I'm left dominant, but it feels much more tight on this left side. I'm going to pull this foot up, and I'm going to reach the shamrocked right down there. Give myself some space so I can sit tall. And I'm kind of playing with the foot. I'm driving. I'm pulling left to right to see where's the, ooh, right there. Right there in my calf. Got a big, long, lengthened spine. I'm going to scoot my hands forward. I want to feel a little bit of like my arms are long. My arms are lengthened so that I can almost release the arms through the shoulders and start to accentuate that pull between the shoulder blades. Right at the rhomboids. I'm going to roll my head forward. That little bit of rounding feels nice right now. Oh yeah, I got a sore spot at that cervicothoracic junction. Feels like serratus posterior superior. Some tightness right there. Then I'll scoot my hands, in my case, a little bit forward. Big in-breath. As you exhale, squeeze your belly in. Roll forward gently. It's not about rounding the spine, it's about lengthening through the plantar surface of the foot, lengthening in the back of the calves, lengthening in the hamstrings. And then I get a little pull just in the back, along the quadratus lumborum, the QL, along the lumbar spine, but that feels nice. If you hold any tension in that right hip, just shake it out. Improvise. Just grab it with the right hand. I'm going to reach back. Ooh, yeah. There we go. That feels nice. Opens up my chest on the same side. Adding components. I'm going to switch that out to the other side just to see how that feels. I'm going to reach down with the left hand to the right foot. Reach this guy back. Oh, yeah, it's nice. Range of motion. Exploration of your own body. Movement, your body's limitations. What feels good? What feels like you're using tissue, you're using muscle to support joints, but you're gently exploring your own range of motion to make yourself feel better. It's amazing how many people can get a huge amount of benefit for things like back pain from a regular yoga practice and almost get to the point where they don't even need massage. Now, we like it. I still like massage. I still want to receive it. But having a way of working on yourself is exceedingly empowering. Now, I'm going to walk both feet side by side. The ankles are basically together. The balls of the feet are together. And as I pull the strap, I'm right over the balls of the feet, and I'm pulling like both pinky toes back and open. There we go. Big in breath, long spine as you exhale. Roll down and forward, slowly. For me right now, that's my stretch. That's it. If I wanted to reach with the strap and lengthen my arms, I can, but I think that's my stretch right there. I don't want to go any deeper than that. That feels intense to me. I could certainly force myself lower, but it's about being aware of tension and focusing on that where we are. If I did this every day, what eventually happens? My body tells me that it's safe, that I can go deeper into this, and that's something that's good. But starting off where your body feels safe, going right to your edge is where the sweet spot is. In my case, to take that round off of my lumbar spine, I'm going to lean back, giving them more space with the belt. I want to see. In my case, I might have to bend my knees a little bit. There we go. Remember boat pose? But now we've got some support. Long spine. Long stretch. I'm opening my head and neck back because I've got some support here with the belt. and then slowly I'll come down. I'm going to put the belt down for a minute. We're going to do some self-massage on our forearms and hands. A lot of massage therapists need this, so it gives us a chance to work on it.